My name is Sarah Thomas. I'm originally from Canada, and I came to Asia 30 years ago. I started in Taiwan, working for a British school as a preschool teacher, and then I moved to China, where I discovered the IB, where I discovered the primary years program, and I worked in an American-style school for 4 years. And I have been in Singapore for 18 years, working at GESS the entire time. I joined to be part of the new European section 18 years ago. I joined as a grade 1 teacher, and within the first year I became the PYP coordinator. By the third year I became the director of primary school, and 3 years ago I became the director of middle school as well. So my remit is to guide the school in the primary middle school sections of the IB from grades 1 to grade 8. My departments are primary and middle school. So this takes the children from the age of 6, once they've left preschool, all the way to the end of middle school and just before they enter high school. So this is a huge stage of development, from the very origins of literacy and numeracy to being ready to tackle the demands of the subject matter for high school and the preparation for the IB. Well, when you're part of an organization for 18 years and you've had an opportunity to contribute to it, you've had an opportunity to contribute your vision and your work, and to see some of that vision become realized, it develops a strong sense of loyalty to that organization. So that's how I feel about GESS. I feel like I'm part of this place, and I've been part of it for a long time, so I can't really imagine being anywhere else. And I think there's a lot of people here who feel that way. It's one of GESS's strengths. It's also a not-for-profit school, which means that every dollar the school collects goes straight into the development of education for the children. And the people who work here know that. We know that the investment is in the betterment of the school. There are a lot of different systems of education in the world, a lot of different curricula. They can emphasize different things. Some systems are more emphasizing skills and knowledge, and some other systems are emphasizing ways of thinking or ways of engaging or ways of inquiring. I think we get it right with a balance between the two. So what we're trying to do is lay down important foundations of literacy and numeracy throughout primary and middle school to make sure that the students are ready to tackle the higher order concepts and disciplinary challenges of high school. If we don't do those things in primary and middle school, we've kind of missed the boat. So we have to make sure that we have skills and knowledge, but at the same time, we're giving children opportunities to learn collaboratively, to engage with inquiry learning, to engage with concepts, while at the same time ensuring that they have their multiplication skills, they have their spelling, they have a fluent handwriting. This is the balance between the traditional core fluencies and the open-ended inquiry learning. Well, I think good teachers are good teachers, and wherever you go, there are good teachers. It doesn't matter the curriculum, it doesn't matter the country, it doesn't matter the school. Any school that's lucky to have a great teacher is going to benefit the students who are with that teacher. That's the most important thing. Most important thing is the quality of the teachers. What GESS has is a lot of people who've been here for a long time and are very devoted to the school and to performing their best every single day. And I think that we're very lucky to have those people who know the school really well and know each other really well, and just automatically form a sense of teamship together. We have that certainly in the primary school. We have a lot of people who've been here longer than 10 years, 12 years. And as well in middle school and high school, there are teachers who've been here for a very long time. And the terrific thing is that they've developed really positive relationships with each other. And students recognize that. They feel, I think, secure. They feel reinforced, or they feel reassured by the confidence of the people around them. Teachers want to feel that they are learning. They want to feel that they are contributing their best skills in the classroom. So for them, there's a strong personal motivation to be constantly developing themselves in their craft of education. So the most important thing for teachers is to give them an opportunity to be part of a team where that's going on all the time. If we are dependent on sporadic external professional development events and forget about the everyday opportunity for learning, then we're kind of we're not taking best advantage of our opportunity. Every single day is a learning opportunity at a school for teachers as well. So that relationship, that team, could be the person across the hall. You know, you can stop and watch your colleague and discover new ways of doing things. You can look up to your grade level team leader. You can look up to your head of subject. You can look up to your curriculum coordinator. You can be in and out of classrooms and have people come and watch you and give you feedback. And that constant sense of professional betterment is what a good school should be engendering. The focus, the conversation should be about good teaching and learning every day. GESS students are, and to the school's great pride, very diverse. Not only do we have students from all around the world and from a huge range of cultural backgrounds, we also have students across a wide range of ability. So we have opportunities for the very able students to excel. We have program of excellence, different opportunities in maths and science and languages for those students to really challenge themselves. But we also have ways for our students who are maybe not so school oriented to find their pathways as well. And one thing that we don't do is compare our students, as some schools put such a high value on competition. That isn't the ethos of GESS. Students don't need to compare themselves to each other. They only need to compare themselves to themselves, and with the support of their teachers to see if they can do their very best. So what we're looking for is students who feel proud of their own success, who feel that they are fully engaged in their learning and are benefiting from that experience. Well, there's a lot of different ways to support students, and in an international community such as Singapore, with international schools like GESS, families are constantly in motion, and families are moving children between countries and between schools and between languages, away from their friends, having to make new friends. This is very challenging for kids, and I think a lot of the time people forget or they underestimate how challenging it is. We think, oh, kids are adaptable, you know, they'll do fine. Actually, they need a huge amount of support. So there's a few really key elements to providing that support. One of the most important things is to make sure that every child has a caring homeroom teacher. That is their anchor. That is the person who's checking on them every single day. That is the person who will be there for the parents, no matter the question. Just write to the homeroom teacher, find out what's happening. Keep an eye on the student, see how they're developing. We also make sure that students we encourage them to have a buddy so that they start making friends right away. For a student, especially in middle school, nothing matters more than fitting into the social group and feeling like you have a friend. And one friend is much more than no friends. One friend can make all the difference in the world to help you feel like you can put your feet down and start to be part of the school community. We have school counselors. We have a counselor in training who this year interviewed every single new student in middle school to see how they were settling in, to see how they were feeling, to see what kind of needs they have. We also will connect students between cultures and languages. So if we have, for example, a new Russian student, and maybe she speaks a little English, but it's not a lot, and she's feeling very homesick, and she's feeling like she doesn't really know how she fits in, we connect her with other Russian students. Whether they're in the same grade or the same class doesn't matter. The point is someone to sit and have a conversation with in your home language and to feel a sense of connectedness to is very important, because to become a GESS student doesn't mean to forget where you came from. We value the home culture, the home language, the cultural and linguistic identities of our students. We want those to be preserved and valued in order to feel like you're part of the school. Another really important aspect of supporting students is to support their parents. Children are part of family units, and as much as we can forge a good partnership with parents, a good open door of communication with parents to make sure they feel like their children are in the right place, then we instill in children also a sense of confidence and belonging in the school too. So as teachers, we're not the experts all the time. The parents know their kids best. And so we need to have a good open communication with parents so we can work together to support the kids. We're raising children here, and parents and teachers work together. In a way, we're all teachers. In a way, we're all parents. We're helping children not only to learn academic subjects, but also to learn to be good people, to make good choices, to reflect, to learn from their mistakes. We have to model that. We're all human, we all make mistakes. We have to show what it is to be reflective and to own our own behavior, to acknowledge and take responsibility for ourselves and our choices. So first and foremost, we have to model that. Another aspect of supporting students is to help them become accountable. So when, for example, in our disciplinary system, if students make bad choices, it's not about punishing. It's about helping children acknowledge the impact of their choices, to think about what they could have done differently, what they might like to do differently next time, and to learn from their mistakes. We don't have to be blame-oriented, we can be future-focused, and we can think about the people that we want to become. So that's a huge part of our educational process, is on becoming the people that we want to be. Another aspect of developing students is, of course, as I was mentioning earlier, laying down those foundational skills that we absolutely need for the future. And those include very traditional skills in maths, in literacy, in spelling, in grammar, in handwriting, in number fluency. But it also includes a seamless integration of technology in our everyday lives. So those skills are a little bit more easily adopted by children, but we need to really do both. So by the time we get to the end of middle school, for example, our students should not only have a fluent cursive hand, but they should also be fluent typists. So this means starting those two skills early on and developing them side by side with plenty of opportunities to develop both, because it takes years. So we're looking at creating balanced individuals who have a firm foothold in traditional knowledge and skills, but at the same time confidence and fluency with more 21st century learning skills as well. What's going on in middle school is children preparing for puberty. So that really takes off in grade 8, but grade 6 and 7, the 3 years of middle school, is a period of tremendous change, personal change, physical change, emotional change, cognitive change, and it's happening so rapidly that children can hardly keep up with the changes happening in themselves. And for adults, it can also be a rather confusing time. So children at this age tend to be less organized than they might have been in primary school. They tend to need a little bit more support from the adults around them with the organization of their learning, of their courses, of their timetable, of their schedule. But at the same time, they need more opportunities for independence. So it's a tricky thing to get right. The balance is a tricky thing to get it right. And we have to give children opportunities to explore and to make mistakes. It's the only way they're going to get through this. But at the same time, give them that reassurance that those mistakes are okay. So in our middle school, we give kids chances to just try new things, to explore, to spread their wings, to discover what they love, to discover new interests, to build skills, and also to find out what they don't maybe like that much. So our electives program, for example, which is a weekly program in our middle school, it gives kids a chance to try things without the pressure of grades, without the pressure of being, of getting a mark on a report card, and their real life experiences, whether it's mountain biking, or whether it's learning to sew and knit and crochet, or whether it's painting some murals on the school walls and learning some skills from the art teachers, being part of a play, learning to be a musician in a little rock band. These are all things that give kids a chance to try out some new skills on their own and find out who they are, because that's really what the middle school years are all about.